Hey everyone! So this week's how-to video is following on from my previous two where I used a sewing machine. The first one I showed you how to thread the sewing machine, and the second one I showed you how to do a crib sheet and just to get sewing, just to brave it and get going. And at the end of that video we ended up with two crib sheets showing you all the different stitches on the sewing machine and then how to change the widths and depths of the stitches. Now, there were 6 stitches on the machine that didn't get added to the crib sheet, and that is because they use this sewing machine foot. And this sewing machine foot can be quite daunting for people. It is the buttonhole foot, and it is a fantastic bit of equipment, and it really makes making a buttonhole easy. It's a little bit scary looking, but I'm going to show you how to overcome that fear and get going with it. So this is your buttonhole foot, and it works by attaching it to the sewing machine with this little bar and putting a button in this extendable bit, and this then tells you by the help of a little lever on this side of the machine how far the machine needs to go for the distance or width of the button. So the first step is to put the button into this extendable part and clamp it shut so that the button doesn't come out. Attaching the buttonhole foot to the machine is very simple. You detach the previous foot pressing this lever at the back, which drops off the current foot. You let go of the lever, place the buttonhole foot underneath the sewing machine arm and drop the lever. With regards to the threads that come from the top and the bottom of the sewing machine, I like to make sure that they're out of the way. The bottom thread I just move to the back, and the top thread I pass down through the buttonhole foot, through the hole, and out to the back of the machine like I've done in the previous video. So they're both out the back to the side. All you need to do to get started making your buttonhole is to change the design number to the buttonhole that you want, and we're going to start with buttonhole number 30. So we're going to wind the dial all the way up to number 30. The way that the machine knows how long to make your buttonhole for your button is it's got a little lever here, and you pull that lever down and it sits behind the first prong on the buttonhole foot. And as the sewing happens and the buttonhole foot moves, this lever then will butt up against this second prong and will change the direction. And those two prongs are the same distance apart as the button. So the machine knows using this lever. It's all very magic, all very clever, but you just have to trust that it knows what it does. And then you can start sewing. To start sewing your buttonhole, you lift the presser foot and place your fabric underneath, and you always place the fabric to the back of where the needle is, because the buttonhole is created from the front to the back. So if you do it from the back, it will just go off the fabric. So you need the front marking of where you're going to start your buttonhole at the front, then drop your presser foot. Press start on your machine and it will do its magic. See, I didn't touch that in any way and it has created a buttonhole. So I press the up button for the needle, lift the presser foot and take it out to the side. As you can see, that is one very neat and tidy buttonhole, and that is design number 30. and you would use that horizontally on clothes with fabric that is of a thin or medium weight fabric. I'm now going to carry on and stitch the other 5 stitches and show you the differences between them. This is our little buttonhole crib sheet, and you can see the 6, well actually 5 buttonholes, but this end one is actually used for reinforcing openings in fabrics and areas where the seams might come loose, so it's not actually a buttonhole but it uses the same foot. So we now successfully have our 3 crib sheets, and that is every stitch that the sewing machine does. There is one thing that I haven't shown you with this crib sheet, and that is with regards to opening up the buttonholes, because although you've got the stitching there, they aren't any good if you haven't got the hole for the button to go through. But I'm going to save that for my next video where I show you how to actually use the button attaching foot, and it makes your life a whole lot easier when attaching buttons to your work. So I will be back again with that video next week.